Reading is fundamental to success at school and in life. For this reason, we have adopted an explicit focus on reading at Dodges Ferry Primary School.
The purpose of this resource is to capture our current reading instruction processes and structures to provide sustainability moving forward. As other priorities come into play, we need to make sure that all the work we've done is sustainable.
Underpinning the reading program at our school are the big six of reading: oral language, phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. The Big Six has a strong research base. It recognises that learning to read is a complex process that builds on early literacy development, especially oral language, through skill development and comprehension strategies. We have a whole school approach to the explicit teaching of synthetic phonics. This is an essential element of our reading program.
Some of the elements of synthetic phonics are our explicit teaching. We really target blending and segmenting. We also use a multi-sensory approach, so there are actions associated with the sounds. We teach them in a particular order, so we have a scope and sequence that we follow right from prep through to grade 2. In the prep to 2 classrooms, we use a collaborative approach to plan our phonics. We differentiate for our learners, so some learners might be working on single sounds, some might be working on digraphs, some might be blending CVC words and segmenting to help with their reading. We also use daily explicit instruction, so focusing on our letters and sound cards and associating those multisensory aspects.
Students need a learning environment that encourages success. At Dodges Ferry Primary School, we place great value on the physical layout of our classrooms, the quality and accessibility of learning materials, and expectations of reading behaviours. We have adopted a common instructional model to inform our teaching practice. The Reader's Workshop approach provides structure for the teaching of reading within this instructional model. The program emphasises interaction between readers and text. The elements of Reader's Workshop are mini lessons, guided practice, independent reading, and sharing feedback. Our students really engage with the workshop, and especially independent reading and conferencing.
Probably the independent reading, but also conferencing with Miss Buckley so that I know where I'm at with my reading and what I can improve on.
I probably like the independent reading the most because I really enjoy my book that I'm reading and just like reading it.
Mini lessons typically focus on a reading strategy or some aspect of literature. Taking into account the content, between 5 and 15 minutes is typically allocated to these lessons. Clearly stated learning intentions and success criteria are an important feature of these mini lessons and help to make learning visible to the students. During independent reading time, students respond to the books they are reading in various ways. They are encouraged to write in response to the intended learning for the lesson. During this time, the teacher can engage in student conferences. Conferencing is differentiation at its finest. When we confer with students one-to-one, we are working to personalise our instruction and support students as they apply what we have taught them in large and small group settings. Teachers and children can set and record individual goals for students during this time to help ensure that no student falls through the cracks and all students grow as independent readers. The evidence of student learning recorded through the conferencing process is then used to set individual goals, to inform reporting to parents, and inform small group instruction. This time may also be used to work with strategy focus groups. The time allocated is typically 15 to 40 minutes. Sharing time is the last part of the process. Typically 10 to 15 minutes are allocated. It is a time for student self-reflection and teacher feedback concerning learning intentions and success criteria. It is important to ensure that reflection time is provided for quality feedback during this phase of the model. The most effective feedback is linked to the success criteria. Reading is something we promote with all of our staff and students. As a school, we believe that developing a culture where reading is valued is one of the most important things we can do.
One of the things that we'd like every teacher of reading to do is to ensure students are selecting books that are just right for them. So this means books that are suitable to their reading level as well as their interests. This is an important element of setting up a successful independent reading session and should be revisited regularly so the children are engaged in their reading.
We provide a structured induction program for new teachers to the school.
Initial induction for teachers arriving at Dodges Ferry Primary School includes an information session and package on Reader's Workshop. There is support offered through collaborative teams. We have a literacy coach that can support in classrooms, and our library plus our magnificent librarian is a valuable resource. We have a range of resources available on our ODrive, and these are just some of the ways, along with our knowledgeable staff, that you will be supported to implement Reader's Workshop within your classroom. Because independent reading provides students indispensable practice to become self-regulating, self-monitoring, confident readers, we want teachers at Dodges Ferry Primary School to timetable a minimum of 4 Reader's Workshop lessons a week. We are working together to build our capacity as high-functioning collaborative teams. This will support Reader's Workshop in a number of ways. Firstly, it will help refine our teaching practice around reading instruction by embedding Hattie's high-impact teaching strategies. Secondly, it will support the sustainability of the Reader's Workshop model. And finally, we will work collectively to ensure the improved outcomes of our students in reading.
Our classrooms are places where all books are valued, fiction and non-fiction, books that make them laugh and cry, books that teach them about the world, books in series, big books and little books, graphic novels, as well as the classics.